Hi, and welcome to my Coca-Cola digital marketing report of Coca-Cola presentation. I have one take to do this, so let's get started. I have my little thingy here so I can boink. Nope, wrong button. How do I do this? There we go. So, first up is profile. Profile is what defines your company or your brand. For example, profile, Coca-Cola, I'm pointing in the right direction. They got Coca-Cola. We all know that classic swoop and swirl and hyphen thingy. Their motto, their slogan, their branding, thing is to refresh the world and make a difference. Sounds about right. It's also in their mission statement and a bunch of other stuff too, which defines their profile, which, by the way, their mission statement can be found in their website, which we'll talk about in a bit. And let's take a look at how Coca-Cola's social media profiles match up together, putting the digital back in the wrong way, digital marketing, digital, because social media, okay. How do I left? There we go. So this is their Facebook account. As you see the little profile icon down in that direction, it has the Coca-Cola bottles, has the original Coke, Diet, Zero, and Sprite, which is another one of the Coca-Cola brands. And then up top for the banner, it has a family drinking Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola related products, because one of those is normal Coke, and the other one is the Coke Zero, which is one of the more popular ones, which I've been seeing. Next up, we have their YouTube page, which has the Coca-Cola red and white swirl type thing, and then their icon is similar, same thing, classic Coca-Cola, white and black, white, not white and black, white and red, black being Coke Zero. But the swooshes being there and this one having a little paper crinkle to it, which you can see again on their Twitter page. Twitter page, also same thing for the banner, has the classic swirl swoop thing, and Real Magic is only a sip away, which was their marketing tagline thingy, I believe, a few years back. I don't think it's that one anymore, but that is another one that they use, and that's what they have for the Twitters. For Instagram, they have the Coca-Cola zoom up of the Coca-Cola bottle. It feels very weirdly to say like 2016, a bit older, not uniform as with the other ones, but still holds up as being a part of Coca-Cola, especially with the condensation water droplets. And then this is their TikTok page, very simple. They don't really post here at all ever, but I mean, it still gets the point across that it is Coca-Cola, being with the red background and the white lettering, as you see in all the other ones, and occasionally some black lettering or black accents involved. Not this one, because Twitter is on dark mode all the time for some reason. The only different one, though, is the Coca-Cola Company. This is their LinkedIn page, and as you see, it says the Coca-Cola Company, and it's white and black. One last point I will mention with the profile, specifically with the Coke of the Colas, is out of all of the other social medias, specifically YouTube and Twitter, the ones that have a banner, not counting the Coca-Cola Company, but these two have the swirl while Facebook has a picture of the family. My theory for this is because Facebook is Facebook is the most visited social media website like ever, and two, Facebook's more used by like an older audience, i.e. those who have families, i.e. like, hey, Coca-Cola, happy family drinking Coca-Cola, my family will be happy drinking Coca-Cola. It's brain games and stuff. Some would even call it like a psychographic or something. I don't know. Anyways, moving on to product, price, place, and promotion, the 4 P's of marketing. So if we look at this picture of Santa, this is a bit of an older one, I believe from the 1930s, technically not current with digital, but it still can apply today. I'd probably see this somewhere on the Instagrams or the Pinterests, just because I feel like it would fit the vibe. Like, I think this could potentially probably hold up nowadays. And let's talk about it. The product being shown is Coca-Cola, as seen with Santa Claus holding the bottle and the circle with the Coca-Cola red on it. The price is shown down below at 5 cents. Obviously, would not be 5 cents nowadays because we do not have that law anymore that forces beverages to be 5 cents. And yes, that's the reason why it was 5 cents for so long. True story. Forgot the name of the law, though. But that's not important right now. What's important is the place. Where would it be placed? Back then, it was probably on department stores and stuff like that. But nowadays, like I mentioned previously, it could be on Instagram ads or Pinterest. And with that note, it takes us to strategy, everyone's favorite part in words of the day, demographics and psychographics. I really liked this part of the course because I did not know psychographics was a thing. I knew what demographics are, but psychographics, that's new. To those who don't know, though, what demographics are, it is basic statistical data, such as the primary age or secondary age for Coca-Cola in this case is 10 to 25, or those youngsters, and 25 to 40, those who used to be youngsters. The top 3 countries that buy and drink Coca-Cola is USA, Mexico, and Brazil. And the big demographic that they want to capture with Coca-Cola is that it's a social drink, not like a private drink like wine or beer where you have to go to a very specific spot to get. You could drink Coca-Cola anywhere and it would be socially acceptable anywhere. And with demographics, okay, I meant to delete that picture, but it still gets the point across. Psychographics is what's happening in the brain of the consumer, not necessarily the statistical data that's being put out, but the data that is emotional based, I guess you can say, or the psychological based data. For a big example of this is the share a Coke thing. You know, seeing a Coke with your name on it, like share a Coke with Steven, that's pretty cool, especially the PH Steven. PH Stevens aren't really seen nowadays anymore. So if you see one of those Cokes, you think of that friend you have, PH Steven, you're like, oh, I'll go get it for him. Boom! You got psychographic. Science. There are many different things that are a part of psychographics, such as social life, lifestyle, activities that you do, interest, and personalities. Personalities? Yes, personalities. Like personas. I made these 2 personas. I'm very proud of them. They're a bit silly, but they still work. Personas are meant to be a personification, a hypothetical consumer? Yes. A hypothetical customer of a product that you create, and then you work out the wrong button. There you go. You work out the touch points to get them to the product. And the process of those touch points, the big ones, is awareness, consideration, and conversion. Awareness is how the consumer, the persona, is aware, like how they learn about the product. Consideration is where they consider getting that product, and then conversion is where they actually do get the product, where they become like a fan or something like that. And touch points, the best way to for touch points, the best way I imagine it is like a spider web, because there's a bunch of different paths everywhere, but in the center is you, or in this case, your persona, which is you, technically. All right, websites. This was another fun one, because the images you see in front of you, it looks like they're not actually showing the links, but the images you're seeing in front of you, I did not put. I just copied and pasted the Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Company websites onto the page because I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see if it would be like, hey, link. Like I was going to put my own pictures, but instead they had like a hyperlinked magic, their own photos there. The one on the left is Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola flat out, and the one on the right is the Coca-Cola Company. The one on the left represents the Coca-Cola Company, and that is shown because there's only Coca-Cola products on the page. And the one on the right, the one on the left, the one on the right is the Coca-Cola Company, which is the entire company itself, the encompassing, I hope I'm saying that word right. It's everything. As you see on the picture, it has Coca-Cola, the orange juice, the milk one, I think that's a tea, and Powerade. And below that are the other attachments to the website, mainly below that are the line thing, the horizontal graph thingamabooper that you see, which are like they send you, I forgot what they're called. Page thingies. It's where you click and it takes you to the page. For the Coca-Cola website, they have the different brands, a discover option, impact, shop, and offerings. The shop, I would say, is like their call to action, besides the other call to actions that they have, which I was not able to get enough screenshots of because the website orientation of my computer is a bit weird. But they have the stuff that's like, buy the new Beetlejuice Fanta. Bing! And as for the Coca-Cola website, that is where it shows our company, brand, sustainability, all the other stuff that describes, like we talked about earlier, all the way over here. Where was it? Nope, it was over here this way. Here, there it is, the profile. To refresh the world and make a difference, all the fun little stuff about Coca-Cola that you want to know, their stances on certain things, what they do to help the world out, it's all on profile. Let me go back really quickly. Aha! To media. Coca-Cola uses all of these different social media platforms that you see on the screen before you. They have a Pinterest page, a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. They don't have a MySpace, hold on. And a LinkedIn profile as well, although the LinkedIn one is specifically the Coca-Cola Company and not just Coca-Cola flat out. In this little categorization here, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn are the ones that they use the most, while Pinterest, TikTok, and YouTube are the ones that they don't use as often. Occasionally they touch on it a little bit, but not enough to actually be like a big standing one. The main purpose of the big four social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, is to promote drinks and or just interact with the fans of the drink. They mostly interact with people on Twitter, while on Facebook and Instagram, they promote different drinks or different stuff that they're doing in relation to them, like sponsorship deals, all that fun stuff. And the reason why I think for that is, once again, Facebook is used by a grander audience and an older audience too, and Facebook too in general is also filled with a lot of ads. I don't have Facebook, but I was able to learn through this that it has a lot of ads involved. So because of that, they wanted to sneak into those advertisements by looking like an actual post from a potential friend or person you follow. I think that's how Facebook works. So that is why most of their posts do follow in that type of format. Same thing with Instagram too, because Instagram is partnered up with Facebook, so they kind of go hand in hand in the same things. And LinkedIn, it's company-wide things, nothing too major. But one thing that all of these do have in common is that they all share one very cool feature. This. Hold on! Before I continue, allow me to fulfill my contractual obligation. This video is brought to you by Coca-Cola saltwater. Every year, 100 billion pounds of trash is dumped to the ocean. And every year, the ocean cleanup does its very best to clean up every bit of trash that it can. On average, it usually gets around 500 pounds of trash, which simply is not enough to clean up the entire ocean. In swoops in Coca-Cola to help save the day with their new product, Coca-Cola Saltwater. This drink contains no saturated fats, no sugar, and no harmful chemicals. Instead, all that bad stuff is replaced with pure organic salt. It is very dehydrating, so you can get a taste of the pure, clean ocean, undisturbed by the horrid pollution. All proceeds from this wonderful product goes to the ocean cleanup to help all sea life animals around the world. If you use my code here, SlimCookle, you can get 30% off of your first purchase. Drink Coca-Cola Saltwater today and learn why tens of other people are absolutely loving this drink. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Advertising. It's annoying but useful. By the way, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm really proud of it. It's pretty cool. Anyways, one of the big parts of advertising is the audience. You need to know who you're advertising to and why you're advertising to them. The who would be the demographics, like we talked about earlier, primary age, blah, 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 secondary age, blah, 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 all that other fun stuff. And then the why falls into psychographics. Why would the audience, in their daily activities, get a Coca-Cola drink? Show it in the ad. For example, the one that I posted earlier, why would you get Coca-Cola Saltwater? The reason for it is because it helps the ocean. People like the ocean. Some people like the ocean, and those who do like the ocean want to help it through any charitable means. Hence, buying Coca-Cola Saltwater. Not a real drink, by the way. Don't sue me. And that's audience. Now for ethics, the fun one. A big part about ethics is looking good in the public eye. Not just public, but also the private eye. From business to consumer and business to business. Or B2C, B2B. Or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler a mind to suffer the slings of arrows, greatness forward. These are an example of some Facebook replies that they had. The only ones that they seemed to reply to were to people who had problems with their product. For example, the one on the left from Elaine Jameson. Reading quickly. Quality control issues. Most of these are about quality control issues, and in response, Coca-Cola does the good thing and send them to a link or a website or some method so they can get in contact with their official quality management peeps and then sort the situation out, which is good. That's great. You don't want poor quality, especially when one of Coke's pillars and stuff is good quality drinks. That's a form of good ethics. There's a lot of other stuff that they do, but just a little quick example here because I'm running out of time. They like their fans and they interact with the fans enough to help those that are having troubles, even with worser ones that I did see throughout the list, but did not include here because they contained language. Anyways, speaking of good forms of ethics, let's talk about a time where things went horribly wrong. Belgium, 1999. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Ta-da! I did it. Hey, look at the thumbs up. How did that happen? Alright, that's it. Ciao.